Hi there. Welcome to Concordia University of Edmonton's virtual presentation. My name is Lang. I'm one of the student recruitment advisors here at Concordia, and I'm going to be taking you along through this presentation. But before we get started, there's a QR code, kind of right up there. Yeah, right there, that one. Pause the video if you need to, scan that QR code, because that's going to open up a form where if you have any questions about anything during this presentation or something you want more information on. I know it's a little tricky for you to ask me a question because I'm pre-recorded. So that way you can click submit at the end of the presentation. That'll come straight to our office and we can make sure that you have the information that you need, because there's going to be a lot that we cover. So assuming that you've got that opened up and ready to go, I'm going to hand you off to Joy. She's going to tell you a little bit about Concordia's history.
Concordia's history. So Concordia was built in 1921 by the Lutheran Church. After that, though, there has been many changes, major changes and upgrades, like the inclusion of women. Thank you so much. That was in 1939. And finally, in 2015, Concordia University College of Alberta became Concordia University of Edmonton. Ta-da-da-da-da! Also, a couple of years ago in 2021, Concordia celebrated its centennial anniversary.
Alrighty, programs at Concordia. So, good things to know. 4 main faculties: Faculty of Arts, Mahelston School of Management, Faculty of Science, Faculty of Education. Within those, we have over 45 different majors and minors. We also have a range of undergraduate and graduate programs, so there's quite a lot of options for what you can do at Concordia.
CU offers a lot of awesome Bachelor of Arts programs. Most of them are in humanities like psychology. I took psychology and it was amazing because I was fascinated with the human mind, how it does what it does and thinks what it thinks. We also have French, philosophy, political economy, but there are also performing arts like music and drama, and they're both amazing. Our music people even performed the song for the Beijing Olympics in 2022. And for our drama program, what we do so they stand out is we invite artists from the community to have talks and make connections with them.
Bachelor of Arts. I think that's probably my favorite faculty, and specifically my favorite program is Bachelor of Arts in English. Totally not because that's the degree I did at Concordia. Anywho, moving on to our Bachelor of Management. So for us, it's a 4-year program, a lot of different options for what you can study. Some of them very math heavy. So if you're interested in accounting, finance, we've definitely got programs for that. Or if maybe you're more of a people person, we've got programs for leadership, marketing, human resources, or maybe you have an interest in cybersecurity. That's a brand new program for us. Every single one of them, though, comes with a guaranteed internship. So what that means is we have a list of employers that you pick from. We bring those employers on campus for the job interview, and then we send you out to work between your 3rd and 4th year of studies. So you're working full-time over the summer, and then what usually happens is students will shift to a part-time basis while they finish off that last year of studies, and then when they graduate from their program, they've got a job lined up and waiting for them. So really, we hand you a job on a silver platter.
Taking a science degree at Concordia will benefit you because it's a smaller university and you will be able to connect with all of your professors. You might even get an inside scoop. Also, for any of the Bachelor of Science programs, there is research in every undergraduate level. If you're interested in pursuing medicine, research, or going on to do graduate programs, the sciences are for you. Both of my closest friends, actually, that graduated from Concordia's bio program are now in medical school.
Now, this program's pretty interesting. Let's say you're someone who's interested in both science and management, and you're not really sure you want to have to choose between the two of them. Guess what? You don't have to. At Concordia, you can do a combined Bachelor of Science in Chemistry and a Bachelor of Management together within the span of 5 years and get 2 degrees out of it. So you would get both individual bachelor's degrees. It does also come with the internship from our management program, so you get that built in as well. And as far as kind of where you can go with this, it effectively doubles your career options, but also let's say maybe you're someone interested in going to something like pharmacy or dentistry, where you're going to need the Bachelor of Science in order to get into that graduate studies program. But also the end goal is that somewhere down the line, you're going to be running your own clinic, running your own business. You're going to want the business side of things to be able to back you up on that.
Concordia not only has a lot of major programs, but there are also a huge number of minors to choose from. You can take bio with your major, biochemistry, maybe that's an amazing program. IT, French, history, political economy, education is a minor too. I took a lot of classes from most of these fields, and my favorite is a classical languages and civilizations class. It was amazing. I didn't purchase the book, that was a requirement, but I was taking 8 to 10 pages of notes in every class. So it's a great way to actually try out every field that we offer here at Concordia.
As far as admission requirements at Concordia, here's a few good things to know. Number one, we don't have a competitive average. So what that means is if you apply to our direct entry undergraduate program, so Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Management, dual degrees, you could apply with a 65% and the required courses. And as long as there's a spot available, that spot is yours. Now, what that does mean, though, is that admission is competitive on the basis of seats available. So there's only so many students we can take into each program and into each discipline. So definitely make sure that you're getting applications in early, you're getting your documents on time, paying your deposits, all that good stuff to make sure you can save that spot. As far as the actual courses required, you'll see across the board we need English 30-1, and really that's going to be the case at any university, and we're going to be looking for either the Alberta English 30-1 or the out of province equivalent or the international equivalent. So make sure you have at least that one, because that's usually the absolute bare minimum that we need to squeeze into one of our programs. When it comes to actually applying to Concordia, we use a system called Apply Alberta, which is used by a lot of Alberta's post-secondaries. It's really simple to use. You create a profile, you load up your contact information, personal information, educational history. It saves all that in one profile, and then you click you want to apply to Concordia. It takes you over our side of things. You select which program you want to go into, when you want to start, pay the application fee, and that's really about it. As far as the application fee, it's $50 for domestic students or $100 for international. If you come to one of our open houses, though, or info night for domestic students, we waive that cost. So $50 is already pretty cheap, but it could be free.
Concordia's education program is a little different because usually you take 4 years of education, you're good, you're done. But at Concordia, you're gonna have to take 3 years or 4 years first. Most people take it in the Bachelor of Sciences or Arts and then go into 2 years of education after a degree. I know it's a bit too long, 5 or 6 years, right? But the more education that you have, if you want to become a teacher someday, the higher you're going to get paid as well. So that is an option for you. Also, our education students start their practicums on their first year. So they're well prepared to become teachers someday.
Don't mind me, I'm just going to join in on this little group photo here. Anyone here have dreams of becoming a public health inspector? I guess I can't see your hands up. Well, I'll let you know, I've been doing these presentations for about 5 years now, and I've never seen a single hand go up when I'm there and doing it in person. Not usually something that's on people's radar. But Concordia has the only program in all of Alberta where you can go to become a public health inspector. Now, a public health inspector is someone who visits restaurants, schools, community halls, really any public space to make sure that it's clean, sanitary, safe for people to be using. If you've ever gone past a restaurant and you're like, yeah, that's still pretty sketchy. I don't think I'm going to eat there. And then you go past a little bit while later and there's a big old notice plastered to the front saying closed. Chances are that was a public health inspector. Now, we're the only school this side of Ontario that has a public health inspector program, and we're also the shortest one in Canada. So 2/3 of Alberta's public health inspectors came straight out of our program. It's a 15-month long program, which means what you can do is you pay that on to a 3-year Bachelor of Science, then 15 months in this program, just over 4 years start to finish. You get a little bit of a practicum built in, and then you're done, you're graduated, you're off ready to work, and you can go anywhere in Canada with it. It is nationally certified. So you could get your education here in Alberta and then go and work in Ontario or off in Newfoundland. Go off to BC if you wanted to, all over the place. And it's pretty good pay too. Like if you're working here in Alberta, the starting salary for a public health inspector is, about $85,000 a year. So pretty solid trade-off, I think. I do just want to make a quick note about the program in that it is available to international students. However, international students can't participate in the practicum portion, so that's limited to just domestic. So instead what they're able to do is they do a supervised research project that still allows them to graduate from the program, still allows them to move on into careers in public health, just not the practicum portion.
If you're interested in diving a lot deeper in your field, I just want to let you know that Concordia University of Edmonton offers a lot of graduate programs as well. To be considered for our graduate studies, first you will need a 4-year bachelor's degree. You should have a minimum admission grade point average of 3.0. And lastly, you should be able to demonstrate that you fulfilled the English language requirement that we have here.
As far as graduate studies options for psychology, one that we're particularly excited about is our Doctor of Psychology, or PsyD, in clinical psychology. So this is a fairly new program for Concordia, and it's actually the only one of its kind west of Manitoba. So pretty exciting that Concordia is able to offer this opportunity, because it means you could go from graduating fresh out of high school to becoming a registered clinical psychologist all at Concordia, all in one place, all right here. It's 123 credit hours, and that includes your dissertation as well as your required internship. So you can do all of it in-house. It's actually operating out of the clinic in our new Alan Walkowicz Center in the picture there. So actually the top floor of what you can see there, that's where the program actually takes place. The admission requirements are laid out here beside me on the slide here. So if you're at all thinking about going into this field, couldn't recommend it enough. Concordia is very well known for our psychology programs, and this is definitely one that's going to see a lot more uptake in the coming years.
Concordia University of Edmonton is proud to bring you a unique, mature, and much needed information system security program. The need for security professionals is growing along with the increasing reliance of business and governments on IT. The employer demand for information system security professionals shows no end in sight. It's never ending, people. And this program is highly in demand right now. This program maintains a sharp focus on the needs of employers and changes in the industry. Also, our graduates from this program work in many different fields, like in the technical field, policy as well, and management too. So, for example, with a technical field, it involves server installation, testing, network design, network penetration testing as well, and network and security administration too.
Our information systems assurance graduate studies programs are a blend of technology and business. So the expectation is that if you're going into this program, you're interested in combining IT with accounting or finance and would have the relevant background for doing so. As far as actual programs, you can either do the master's track, which would be 33 credits. It's a 2-year program that can be completed in about 20 months. Or there's also the graduate diploma track, where it's 18 credits or about 6 courses, entirely just course-based. I said
This is a new graduate program, and it's the first of its kind in Canada. Concordia University of Edmonton is so excited to bring you a new master's program, our Master of Science in Information Technology. This master's program provides you with a well-balanced curriculum to explore topics from foundations of advanced IT through emerging technologies, including artificial intelligence and machine learning. You will be able to deal with complex and unpredictable professional IT environments as well. It also involves an industry internship that will enhance your skills in real world experience, and your choice of topics for your research from either theory and application or cutting edge application through our collaboration with Concordia's Center for Applied Artificial Intelligence. We're training the next generation of IT project managers and IT savvy executives. Let's all agree that university is an investment, right? But let's not pretend that it's not expensive as well, because it is. That said, we have a Concordia entrance scholarship for you. So if you have 75% average or higher, you're going to get scholarships from us. And if you maintain those grades all throughout your stay here at Q, you're going to get it every single year as well. So study hard, people. There are over 200 million scholarships here in Canada, and 5 million goes in use because nobody applies. So apply for everything, even if you think that you don't qualify for it. Apply, because it's not going to hurt you, and it might save you a little bit of money too. So you can get somebody else pay for your education, right?
So why should you choose Concordia University of Edmonton? Well, a couple good reasons.
Choose Concordia because the average class sizes that we have here is 30. 30, right? But actually, in your first year, there's going to be a lot of people there, but the higher you go, the less people will be in your classes, because you're going to be separated into different fields, departments, majors, and minors. It's going to be amazing because you're going to make a lot of connections. I remember taking my capstone class, and there were only 8 people in the class with me, including my professor. So that was amazing. I got to know everyone. I still connect with them until now. So maybe it would be a good thing for you too.
Another great perk of Concordia are student support. Yes, every school has tutoring. Every school has some form of counseling, probably some form of writing support. But at Concordia, it is very, very easy for you to access those services. You walk in our front doors, you take a left, you take another left, you talk to Wendy at Student Success, you say, hey, Wendy, I need help with this. She points you in the right direction. Now, that first step is crucial. We can't, we're not mind readers. We can't look at a student and be like, oh, yeah, this student is clearly struggling to make ends meet. Or this student is clearly struggling with MLA citations. Or this student clearly needs someone to talk to. There are things we can pick up on, but as long as you take that step of saying, hey, I need help, we will take care of all the rest. I'm not going to go through all these because that's a lot, but definitely some highlights would be our Q Wellness team. So every Wednesday we have Wellness Wednesdays where there's something going on to promote student mental health. Sometimes it's free massages, sometimes it's free booster juice. My personal favorite is they bring in therapy dogs. So usually on those days I take extended lunch breaks because I can just go and hang out with dogs. There's also our food bank, which does a lot more than just food. There's also our writing center. Yes, Grammarly exists. I cannot watch a single YouTube video without being viciously reminded that Grammarly exists, but this is an actual real life breathing person you can go in, talk to, exchange some ideas back and forth, get some constructive criticism, get a couple extra marks out of whatever you're working on. It can be for anything written out. Lab report, thesis, anything. If you're writing it, go get some help from the writing center.
Get involved. Be a part of the community. There are over 40 different clubs and professional groups here at Concordia, and if you don't find a club that you like, make one. One of the main reasons why people drop out of university, it's not because of financial problem. It's not because of failing grades. It's mostly because of loneliness. That's why we have these communities for you, so you can reach out to them. You can become a student ambassador. I was a student ambassador at Concordia, and it was awesome. I got to know people. I got to volunteer everywhere as well, like the Edmonton Food Bank. Stand is anonymous, so that's an amazing experience for me too. But make a lot of connections, people, because it's gonna help you out in the future. Get involved.
As far as our on-campus residence at Concordia, one of the best parts about it is it's actually directly connected to our main campus. So, granted, today it's fairly nice out, but there's also days in Edmonton where it's -30 and blizzarding, or pouring rain, or like +40 outside. So, you could get up, roll to bed, get dressed, head down to the cafeteria, grab your breakfast and a coffee, off you go to your classes, never step foot outside. It also completely eliminates you needing to worry about a morning commute. And like as someone who has lived in residence, definitely improves your first year experience because it gives you a lot more opportunities to make friends, start making connections. You're kind of surrounded by people that are also navigating this new world of post-secondary. It's actually proven that if you live on campus, no matter where you end up, for your first year, you're much more likely to complete your degree because a lot of the stress of that first year is taken out. With Concordia, you do pay a little bit more for a private room just because all of our rooms are by default double occupancy. But don't worry, we have a pretty good matchmaking process to make sure that if you're a bookworm who's going to be studying late at night, you're also paired up with a bookworm that's also going to be studying late at night. We don't want to be pairing up the person that goes to bed at 9 with the person that would like to go to bed at 2 a.m. We know that doesn't really work out. There is a meal plan required when you're living on campus, and that's something that's popping up at a lot of Alberta's post-secondaries. And there's a couple different reasons for that, but a big one is if you're living under our roof, we want you to actually encounter a vegetable once or twice. We don't want you living off of the diet of like rice and instant noodles and ketchup. So it goes towards our cafeteria. It also goes towards our coffee kiosk, sandwiches, salads, soups, everything you possibly need. Like, I may not look it, but I do eat a lot. And especially during my university days, I was really chowing down. And like that meal plan stretches out pretty far. So I was able to have plenty of meals. And there's also kitchens in the residence as well. So you can do a little bit of your own cooking. So plenty of options. You'll be well fed. Trust me.
There's always something going on at Concordia. There's never a boring day. So follow us online so you can stay informed about our events or updates as well and join our contest.
Now you may be thinking, okay, sure, he says it's that great, but he's getting paid to say it's that great. It's not just me. Our students vouch for it too. That Concordia is different from other post-secondaries and that the size and the importance we put on the individual student does make a difference in their post-secondary education. So they'll definitely testify for that. I know on here one of the students has said, oh, you get to be a name, not a number. I always found that really odd. Like I always found it odd that that should be a selling point. That like if you're paying someone multiple $1,000s to teach you on a daily basis for months on end, that it's a selling point that they know you by name. Like that should be the absolute bare minimum. So yes, at Concordia, they're going to know you by name. They're also going to know what program you're in, what you're working towards, what you're interested in, what you excel in, maybe what you struggle with. Like I had a prof who about mid-degree, I had to switch minors and I ended up taking some history classes. Now, like MLA citations, I can do no problem. The citation style for history, we don't get along as well. And so my prof, bless his heart, knew that anytime I handed in a paper to him, he'd be like, okay, Lang, before you actually hand this in, I just want to flip back to your work site and I just want to see if you got it right this time. And sure enough, there was about 3 or 4 papers with him before I finally got it down. But he'd flip back and be like, yeah, I think might take a look at this works cited page and then maybe hand it back in. Or like even afterwards as well, like if you're trying to get into graduate studies programs or find a job, being able to put down a prof who can say more than just, okay, yeah, this student was in my class and okay, yeah, they got a good mark, but being able to talk about you as an actual person and like the research that you did, or maybe a really great paper that you wrote, or a really strong presentation that you gave will go a lot further afterwards. That's it. That's all. That's the presentation. Thanks for joining us. Hope you got all your questions answered, got all the information you needed. But if you didn't, hopefully you had that QR code pulled up. If you didn't, go all the way back, pause, scan that QR code again, fill in any questions, information you're looking for, send that our way, or simple as send an email to recruitment@concordia.ab.ca. Our whole job is to provide information and answer questions. So whatever way you can find to get a hold of us, we want to make sure that you have everything you could possibly need. Maybe we'll see you at one of our recruitment events. We do both in person and virtual. So plenty of opportunities to find out more about Concordia. Take care. Have a great day, evening, afternoon, whatever it is for you. Take care. Bye-bye.